Hey, Indians, it's Jeremy Fuel here, superintendent at Mississinawa Community Schools. Put together this letter. It's kind of a step-by-step to help you be able to calculate property taxes related to the operating capital referendum that's being proposed to the community of Mississinawa Community Schools. Wanted to take you through this real quick, give you a way that you can go and calculate what the estimated tax impact would be for you if the referendum was passed. One thing I do want to note is in this section right here, is it's really important to note as a taxpayer that the full tax amount or impact will not occur at once. So with looking at this capital referendum, it is going to be phased in over 5 years. So if it's 87 million, we may take a bond out in 2027 of 20 million. Then maybe another 20 million in 2028, another chunk in 2029, 2030, 2031, so on and so forth. So that means that our taxpayers are not going to be hit with that full $87 million at one point in time. The other thing to consider is with your base tax rate of what you're currently paying, we have a debt service rate. Currently, it's right around 71 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. As the assessed value continues to grow, since we're going to be doing these projects on the school, we won't have to take out the smaller GO bonds or reissue some debt as the AV grows. So what we can do is we can allow the debt service rate to drop. So we might be able to let it drop 2 cents in 1 year, another 2 or 3 cents in another year. So the goal would be to take that 71 cent debt service rate and be able to reduce it over the course of time, which over the long term is going to be less impactful to our property owners and our homeowners and taxpayers. So that's the goal within this project. There's been a lot of thought processes gone in how to make this as beneficial to our community and minimize the impact on our taxpayers as well. So I want to make note of those couple of things within this project so that everybody understands that we are phasing it in over the course of 5 years, the building projects, and that as the assessed valuation continues to grow, that will allow us to drop our debt service rate, which in turn will benefit our taxpayers in the long run. Here are some steps on how to find your home's gross assessed value and be able to calculate that out. First, you need to figure that out. There's a link here when you click on this document to take you to the Grant County's Elevate GIS system. Ensure that you click on Grant County. You can then search for your address or the owner name. That'll take you to your parcel. If you have multiple, you just have to repeat this information for multiple properties that you have. You need to click on your tax bill statement, and then you'll need to find your most recent net AV, assessed valuation, or it's also labeled taxable assessed value. So your gross assessed value is going to be much higher than what your taxable assessed or your net assessed value is. So once you have identified that net assessed value or that taxable assessment, then from there, you're going to take that taxable assessment and you're going to multiply it by 0.014. That 0.014 will tell you what the annual referendum amount will be once we've completed the total bond issuance over 5 years. It won't be that way from year one, but once we've issued all the $87 million worth of bonds, that's what it would be on an annual basis at that time. Then to calculate the operating referendum amount, you would take that, again, that taxable assessment, and you're going to multiply it by 0.002. That'll give you an annual basis for the next 8 years on what the amount you would be paying as a homeowner or a taxpayer for the operating referendum. And operating referendums are only good for 8 years. Then you add those two amounts together. Next, you're going to locate what you're currently paying in taxes. So you're going to want to locate in that same document your 2024 payable for 2025 tax statement. Find that total tax annual tax bill, and then you add these numbers above. So these combined two amounts here, you're going to add to this amount here. that will give you your total annual taxes, including the referenda rates there. So I'll take you through this quick example and walk you through it. I got two examples here on this for you. If we take a property that has a $393,000 gross assessed value, after deductions and everything, that home, their taxable assessment is $194,315. You take that $194,315 times 0.014. That means that they would be paying $2,720.41 once all $87 million of bonding is issued. Now, again, we are not issuing all $87 million at once. This is going to be phased in over 5 years. You do the same thing for the operating referendum at the rate of 0.002. And that shows that this homeowner that has a gross assessed value of $393,000, but a net assessed value of $194,000 is going to be paying $388 per year. So you combine those, that gives them their increase on their tax bill of $3,100. We then take a look and we find their 2024 payable 2025 taxes on an annual basis is $3,574.76. So you add this number with this number, that shows what their total would be once all 5 years of phases of the capital projects is completed. That will show you what that is there. Here's another property that we pulled. This home has a gross assessed value of $173,800. They have a net assessed value after deductions, mortgage deductions, homestead deductions, all that. So their taxable assessment is $78,625. So you take that number, you times it by the 0.014. That shows that they are going to pay $1,100 once all 5 phases of the bond issuances are done over the course of 5 years. You then take that same $78,625, multiply it by the 0.002, shows that they're going to be paying $157 per year for 8 years. And again, that's the total there. And this is the worst possible scenario for this homeowner. Is this total amount here shows that they go from $1,700 to adding in the additional $1,200, puts them at right around $3,000 for their annual tax bill. And that's everything added in there. So we do have coming up next week, tax estimation calculator where you can plug all this in. You don't have to do these manual calculations. But until then, I did want to get this out in front of you as well for you to be able to see. A big thing to note with the referendum or referenda in this case is that the impact, we have TIF districts around. The TIFs are not exempt from paying towards this. So this actually does benefit our property homeowners because the school is able to collect some tax levy from the TIF districts within our school corporation. Also, we are able to recoup through that circuit breaker loss as well. So the 1%, 2%, 3% property tax caps is also. So really, this is just an estimate at this point in time. Obviously, as your assessed valuation grows, that adjusts this, but this is a way for you to get that kind of that estimate and idea of what it is going to cost. I do want to thank you guys for your continued support. Big thing that I want to stress to everybody is no matter which side you're on in all of this, that you do your due diligence, you do your research, and you understand the facts and details of this. So I just want to put this out for everybody. Again, if you have any questions or anything, want to sit down and talk with me about it, there's my cell phone, my contact information. Please feel free to reach out. If you have a group that you would like me to come speak with, I'd be more than happy to at any point in time. So just get a hold of me. Again, if you call my cell, just leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, hey, have a great day, Indians. And as always, go Indians.